very quickly. 6 good things about Sarah Palin, blah.
It's Cousinhood 2.0.
The first and best thing about Sarah Palin is she's destroying the Republican Party. Now, it was already on a course to self-destruct, but she sped up that process phenomenally. 2, she's providing a lot of great material for SNL. 3, she's also providing a lot of great material for songs, such as the Song for Sarah, which is my favorite song ever, and it reminds me of a Russian version of Flight of the Conchords, and it was made by Middlebury students. And that just makes me so ridiculously excited.
Say you think so, Joe. You bet your dog on it. Bet your dog on it. Say you think so, Joe. Doggone it.
4, because of her, Obama's gonna win. And because of tons of other things, but she does play a huge factor, in my opinion. 5, she made the conservatives aware of sexism. When Hillary was running, they'd never heard of the word, but the second they got one of those women, all of a sudden it was, oh no, sexism, 6, finally, she's got good hair.
Love your hair.
What? No, I love the air.
Anyway.
Now, the attitude that is the most repulsive to me is their whole philosophy of, it's cool to be straight edge, it's cool not to drink, we can have so much fun when we don't drink or do drugs. I just hate people who brag about not drinking or not doing drugs and thinking it's a positive quality. To me, it's just a neutral quality. If you don't do that, that's fine, you know, whatever, it's up to you, but to them it's like some sort of badge of honor. They're like, well, I can have fun without drinking. It's like, I can too, but I can have slightly more fun, or a different kind of fun. You know, I'm not going to rule out drinking because it's illegal for me, because I have my own rational mind. I'm able to criticize things, such as the law, such as Harry Potter, such as all these other things, which I don't agree with, which I've done research on, which I don't think serve any rational purpose. And it seems like, to a certain extent, Nerdfighters are unable to do that. This is a new law which would remove criminal prosecutions for small possession of marijuana. And what am I going to vote on it? Yes.
Yes, cannabis!
Now, I'm not coming to this issue as like a total potheed.
And now, a man who's a real potheed. I'm sorry, pothead.
Now, this is very anti-Nerdfighter, and I've gathered this from basically only 2 sources, but overall, they don't seem to be very into mind-altering substances. So, Leanne, hate to break it to you, honey, but playing stoner music isn't really going to piss them off.
A couple of days ago, I smelled pot in my room, and I heard laughter, and I realized very quickly that the teenage daughter of the people who lived below me was smoking pot out on the terrace with her friends. So I decided it was time to play a little prank, and I blasted stoner music out the window, making sure that they could hear.
Yeah, because playing stoner music is really going to piss them off. I'm sure if I'm high and you played some nice music for me and I could groove to it, I'd be so angry.
That's weird.
And John.
You better wise up, Janet Weiss.
Yeah, it's so much better to die from cancer than it is to slightly decrease your short-term memory capacity.
But isn't marijuana or dope illegal? Only for those who enjoy it.
I'm just gonna run through the arguments very quickly on why marijuana should be legal. These are arguments we've all heard, but still I think these arguments are very strong. Now, I'm gonna start off with the argument by comparison, which people are gonna be like, well, that's not a very strong argument because it's not discussing the inherent good qualities or bad qualities of the drug itself. And I'm like, Yes, except it's very relevant because we have a context within which to fit these drug properties. Now, given the fact that tobacco, cigarettes, is very, very dangerous and legal, and alcohol has the potential to be very, very dangerous and yet is still legal, I see no reason why marijuana deserves separate consideration from these two. Alcohol can be very dangerous when mixed with other drugs. Marijuana almost never mixes with other drugs to a dangerous extent. It just doesn't. Alcohol has a lethal dosage. You know, if you drink too much, you get alcohol poisoning. Marijuana, no. If you smoke too much, you just get high out of your mind, and that's that.
You're in the bathroom mirror talking to yourself, and your dog's looking at you like you need help. Have you ever been high as fuck?
Alcohol can cause severe damage to your liver and your brain. They just did a new study. Drinking any amount of alcohol shrinks your brain, and the more you drink, the more it shrinks. And, you know, marijuana does have effects on the brain. It can impair your short-term memory. And smoking it can result in some of the cancerous qualities or negative associations that you have with cigarettes.
You should have bought some juice and snacks, but you were too high.
You know, to say nothing of the not-so-scientific fact that high people aren't the ones who are going to be going out and destroying our society, are they? Because what do high people like to do? Let's think about it for 2 seconds. They like to sit there, maybe watch a little TV or listen to some nice music, stoner musically and stoner music, and maybe have a little snack and then go to bed. Ooh, real scary.
Look at Champ. He is so high.
And drunk people are the ones you need to worry about, the people who are like stumbling around, deciding to get all energized and go, you know, break things.
Alcohol. You know, that's the biggest, of course, and most abused, and incredible. 50% of all traffic deaths. No, yes, that's about 25,000, right. 50% of traffic deaths, 40% of all arrests, traceable. 50% of all first admissions to mental institutions, traceable to alcohol. And then, of course, there's diabetes, gout, high blood pressure, heart disease, insanity, divorce. I always say, drink up, Shriners, whenever I see a couple of them. You know?
Another major consideration for legalizing at least marijuana, if not harder drugs, is that it would actually make it easier to regulate. Because alcohol is legal, we're able to control who we sell it to better than we control who has marijuana. It's easier to obtain marijuana than it is for underage people to obtain alcohol. So I am just concerned about this issue because I see it as, you know, a case of inequality in drugs. Why do I say that? Because let's think about it. Because, you know, you have tobacco, cigarettes legal, you have alcohol legal, but you have marijuana illegal, even though, in my opinion, it's less dangerous. I mean, there are dangers overdoing it, just like with anything, but compared to overdoing cigarettes or overdoing alcohol, it's pretty tame. Yeah, so to me, it just seems like a case of our Puritan morality rearing its head again. Yeah, those Puritans are like fun equals sin. Get it away from us. And I'm totally stealing this entire argument from Sam Harris and butchering it to death. Basically, instead of listening to me right now, you can go read that section in Sam Harris's The End of Faith where he talks about why we should legalize drugs in general.
Dad, I thought you didn't like our saxophone.
I didn't, but now Daddy's special medicine, which you must never use because it will ruin your life, lets Daddy see and hear magical things you will never experience. Ever.